In every village, there are stories. Stories people tell. Stories people fear. And then there are stories that were never meant to be remembered. This is one of them. Southwest Nigeria. A place where ancient traditions still breathe beneath modern life. Where forests remember names and shadows never truly disappear. They are watching. A frightened woman runs through the forest, barefoot, bleeding, holding her newborn child tightly against her chest. Branches slash across her face. The night whispers around her. Women sing in the darkness, softly, almost beautifully. Then suddenly, the baby stops crying. The woman looks down and took a long pause. The child is gone. Not lost, not dropped, gone. And her scream echoes through the forest. In Ibadan, award-winning radio journalist Tomiwa Adebayo thought she was searching for a story. She had no idea the story was searching for her. Inside Dorcas FM, phones ring, staff rush around, generators hum. Everything feels normal, until one phone call changes everything. An old woman spoke. They are taking them again. The daughters of the night have returned to Ilu Aye. The line cuts static, darkness, power outage, silence. Then, a whisper, close enough to touch her ear. Whisper, you should not go there. But some warnings arrive too late. Days later, Tomiwa buries her father, Pastor Daniel Adebayo, a respected man of God, a beloved preacher, a man everyone trusted, or so they thought. As mourners cry and pastors pray, one woman stands among them, dressed entirely in black, and while everyone else mourns, she laughs. Soft but unsettling laughter. Ha! Ha! Not loudly, not crazily, just enough to make everyone uncomfortable. People turn toward her, and then she disappears. At the same moment, something moves inside the coffin. A Bible, Pastor Daniel's Bible, shaking, as if something inside it is trying to wake up. That night, inside her father's locked study, Tomiwa discovers secrets buried deeper than any grave. Old newspaper clippings, missing women, hidden maps, ancient symbols, and a cassette tape marked, "Do not play." Naturally, she presses play. Tape click. Her father's voice emerges from the static. Pastor Daniel, if you are hearing this, then I am already dead. Never trust the people of Ilu Aye, especially the man called Kureda. Tomiwa freezes, because standing behind her is Kureda, smiling, watching, waiting. Kureda, you should not listen to unfinished confessions. There was long silence. Who is Kurede Balogun? A friend, a liar, a victim, or something far worse? Together they travel to a forgotten village, hidden beyond forests, beyond maps, beyond reason. A place called Ilu Aye, the village of life, though death seems to know it very well. As they arrive, the village watches. Children stop playing, women stop speaking, doors close, eyes follow them. No one smiles, no one welcomes them, no one explains anything. Then night falls, and the drums begin. Boom, 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 echoing from somewhere deep within the forest. A place everyone fears, a place no one will name. The deeper Tomiwa investigates, the stranger things become. Villagers vanish overnight. Symbols appear on walls. Dead goats form perfect circles. Dreams predict real deaths. Whispers call her name from empty rooms. And a mute girl appears where she should not exist. Ifeoluwa, a girl who never speaks, yet somehow knows everything. Then comes Mama Shade, blind ancient, feared by everyone, because she hears what others cannot. Before Tomiwa even speaks, Mama Shade smiles. Pastor Daniel's daughter has finally returned. The blood drains from Tomiwa's face. You knew my father? Mama Shade laughs. Not with joy, but with memory. with soft, bitter laugh. Mama Shade, everybody here knew your father. Ask him why children cried whenever he entered this
What does
village.
that mean?
Suddenly,
Ask
the
him
dead
why
man
children
Tomiwa
cried
thought she
whenever
knew
he entered this
becomes the
village.
greatest mystery of all. And somewhere between fear and truth, something unexpected happens. Love. Koreide and Tomiwa grow closer. Shared danger, shared secrets, shared loneliness. But trust is becoming harder to find. One night, beneath the moonlight, Tomiwa finally asks the question she has been carrying for weeks. Who are you really? Koreide exhales softly. Someone trying not to become his father. That sounds like a confession. Maybe it is. He pauses. Then he kisses her. For one brief moment, everything feels safe. Everything feels normal. Everything feels real. But hidden among the trees, someone is watching. Because Ilu Aye is not a village. It is a secret, a machine, a living memory, a place that watches, remembers, responds, and feeds, especially on those who ask questions. As ancient cults rise from underground tunnels, as politicians protect unspeakable truths, if Ilu Aye allows you to leave, every story has a shadow. Every shadow has a secret, and some secrets should never see the light. What if the monsters were never hiding in the forest? What if they were hiding among us? As ghosts begin speaking through radios, and as Tomiwa discovers the horrifying connection between her father, Koreide, and Ilu Aye itself, one question remains. Sometimes the truth is worse than the monster, much worse. For weeks, Tomiwa Adebayo searched for answers. She chased whispers, followed clues, uncovered secrets, and risked everything to expose a hidden evil. She thought her father was a hero, a protector, a man of God. She was wrong, terribly wrong. The shocking truth finally emerges. Pastor Daniel Adebayo was never investigating the cult. He helped create it. Years earlier, he stood beside Chief Banjoko, not as enemies, as partners. Together, they built an empire of fear, an empire fed by sacrifice, fed by power, fed by blood.
This is
The
not the
missing
way,
women
Banjoko.
were never
It is the
random
only
victims.
way to save
They
our
were
people.
offerings, chosen, taken, forgotten. Everything Tomiwa believed collapses. Her faith, her memories, her father, gone. She exhales sadly. How do you mourn a man you no longer recognize? But the nightmare is only beginning. Deep beneath Ilu Aye, beneath ancient shrine, beneath forgotten tunnels lies the truth. The underground shrine, a place where secrets breathe, a place where the dead are never truly gone. And there, Koreide finally confesses.
I must tell you the
My
truth.
mother was one of the
My
sacrificed
mother was
women.
one of the sacrificed
I didn't
women.
come here for love, I came for revenge. Tomiwa's heart shatters.
I came to
The
Ilu
man
Aye
she
for
trusted,
revenge,
the man she loved,
not love.
has been lying from the beginning.
I trusted you
Before
with
she can
everything.
react. Footsteps, dozens of them. Masked figures emerge from the darkness, surrounding them, closing in, slowly, silently, like hunters, and standing at the center of it all, Chief Banjoko, alive, smiling, waiting. He gave a soft, sinister chuckle. Welcome home, daughter. Tomiwa took a long pause.
Welcome home,
then
daughter.
reply. I am not your daughter. Chief
I am
was
not your
silenced for a
daughter.
while.
No,
You
you
are
are worse.
The final truth is revealed, and it changes everything. Pastor Daniel was never her father. Not by blood, not by birth, not by destiny. Tomiwa was born during a forbidden ritual, an ancient ceremony buried beneath generations of lies. She was never meant to live a normal life. She was created, a vessel, the final vessel. The last piece needed to complete an immortality ritual centuries in the making. He whispered it. The ritual is ready. Then comes the final betrayal, the one that cuts deepest. Chief Banjoko turns toward Korede and smiles, because Korede knew all along. He was sent to find her, sent to bring her home, sent to deliver her. There was a long silence.
Forgive me.
And yet,
I had to bring you back.
Somewhere between lies and truth, he fell in love. Real love. The kind that ruins plans, the kind that changes fate, the kind that hurts. Because now, he must choose duty or Tomiwa, then chaos, total chaos, lightning that tears across the sky. Thunder shakes the earth. Power fails across the village. Darkness swallows everything. There was massive storm. Cult members turn against each other. Villagers riot. Ancient loyalties collapse. The shrine begins to burn. People scream. Prayers become curses. And somewhere inside the madness, a voice finally speaks. Everywhere was silence. A voice nobody has ever heard. Ifiolua, the mute girl. She spoke with slow whisper. Speaking for the first time. Ifeolua, the wrong child survived. Everybody freezes. Even the storm seems to stop. Then she points directly at Chief Banjoko. Ifiolua, you were supposed to die that night. Suddenly, Mama Shade moves, fast, unexpectedly. A blade flashes. Chief Banjoko gasps. Pandemonium. Fire spreads. Walls crack. Ancient symbols glow. Voices chant from nowhere.
This cannot be happening!
And the shrine begins to collapse.
Run for your
Amid
life!
the destruction, Korede finally confesses,
Tomiwa, I truly
I love
fell
you.
in love with you.
I was supposed to bring you here, but I was
had planned
never
to
supposed to
save you.
lose you. Tomiwa smiles. Not with fear, not with anger,
Then let
with peace,
this
the
family
first real
curse end
peace
with me.
she has felt. Tomiwa, then let this family curse
I will
end
find
with
you
me.
again.
Because there
I'll
is
be
only
waiting,
one
I
way
promise.
to stop the ritual. The vessel must choose death willingly, and Tomiwa makes her
Goodbye,
choice.
Korede.
She locks herself inside the burning shrine. Flames rise. The ceiling collapses. The ritual shatters. Korede screaming in distance. Tomiwa! A massive explosion. White light. Silence. The temple is gone. The cult is gone. The curse is gone. Or so they think. Months later, the disappearances stop. Life returns to normal. The headlines fade. The nightmares end. And Korede releases a documentary exposing corruption, ritual networks, and hidden crimes across country. The story is over. Right? Wrong. One evening, a package arrives. No sender, no return address, nothing. Just a box. Waiting. Inside, Tomiwa's necklace, a tape recorder, and a handwritten note, Korede reading softly. You still don't know the real story. His hands begin to shake. The tape starts playing. Static. Then, a voice. Impossible. Unbelievable. Familiar. Tomiwa
Korede,
whisper.
If you are hearing this,
If you are hearing this, then
I survived.
Korede stops breathing. The roof falls silent. And somewhere far away, a drum begins to beat. Boom, boom, boom. Because some fires do not kill. Some secrets do not die. And some people always find their way back. Thunder crash. Rain falls over Lagos. Korede sits
Why
alone
did you go
replaying
there?
the tape
What did you find?
again and again and again, trying to understand the impossible. Then his phone rings. Unknown number. He answers. Silence. Long silence. Then a woman's voice. Cold. Calm. Terrifying. Female voice. Stop looking for dead people. The call disconnects.
Stop looking for dead people.
Immediately. Darkness. Power outage. Every light dies. Korede reaches for a knife, his heart pounding. Footsteps, slow, barefoot, moving through the apartment. Closer, closer, closer. Lightning flash. For 1 second, a burnt female figure stands in the hallway, watching him. Then she vanished. The next morning, another warning appears, painted in blood-red letters across the radio station wall. 3 simple words, 3 terrifying words. Tense whisper. The vessel is open. And this time, the real story is only beginning. Final drum hit. Mama Said's burial. Back in Ilu Aye. Villagers gather around Mama Sade's grave. Nobody speaks loudly. Fear still hangs over the village like smoke. An old drummer suddenly stops playing. He points toward the forest. A woman
That
in
is
white
not a human
stands far
being.
away between trees, watching them, still, motionless. One villager whisper, "That is not a human being." The woman slowly turns and disappears deeper into the forest. At night, Korede hears knocking on his apartment door. 3 slow knocks. He opens it carefully. His body freezes. Tomiwa stands there, alive but different. Burn scars cover parts of her arms. Her eyes look hollow. She smiles faintly. "Aren't you going to let me in?" Korede hugs her emotionally. But while hugging her, he notices something horrifying. Her body is ice cold. Children begin sleepwalking toward the forest. Pregnant women hear whispers through
We
radios.
know you, Grace.
Villagers start dying with strange
We know
symbols
about the
carved
letter.
into their
No
backs.
one can save you.
Tomiwa sometimes speaks with multiple voices. Chief Banjoko's body disappears from the grave, and shadow figures appear in mirrors behind people. Nobody understands if the cult truly died or transformed. Korede discovers a hidden compartment inside Pastor Daniel's old church office. Inside, VHS tapes, ritual robes, and files containing names of powerful politicians, pastors, and businessmen connected to the cult. Then he finds a final videotape labeled Korede Hesitates. But he finally press play. Pastor
If my
Daniel
daughter
appears on
survives
screen,
the fire,
terrified. If my daughter survives the
transfer
fire,
was completed.
then the transfer was completed. Korede's blood runs cold. The shrine was never built to kill the
The
vessel.
shrine was never
It was built
to kill the
to
vessel.
open it.
It
Static.
was built to open it.
Then Daniel says something horrifying. If she comes back,
if she comes
she
back,
is no longer alone
she is
inside
no longer
her body.
alone inside her body.
Tape cuts off. Tomiwa overhears everything. But instead of anger, she starts laughing. Not normal laughter. Deep, distorted. Another voice joins hers. An older woman's voice. The voice of the first mother.
You should have let her
You
burn.
should have let her burn. Korede slowly backs away in horror. Across Lagos, mass hallucinations spread. People commit violent acts claiming the women in white spoke to them. Pastors begin collapsing during sermons, and social media fills with videos of shadow-like women appearing at night. The land enters panic. The government blames mass hysteria. But the unalive continue. Korede returns to Ilu Aye, searching for answers. He finds Ifeoluwa sitting beside the river singing softly. Tell me what Tomiwa has become. Ifeoluwa looks at him calmly. not become.
Returned to.
Returned to.
Tell me what Tomiwa has
Returned
become.
to what?
Can she be saved?
The mother of the doorway.
Yes.
Korede is shaken.
How?
Can she be saved? Long silence.
You must make her remember
Yes.
she was human.
How? You must make her remember she was human. Korede spends days trying to reconnect Tomiwa to reality, replaying old voice notes, taking her to places from their relationship, showing her childhood photos, reading letters from her late father. Sometimes it works. Sometimes she cries like herself again. Then suddenly, the other entity takes over violently. The audience never knows which version of Tomiwa is present. Korede discovers the most shocking truth yet. The first mother was never a single woman. It is an entity that moves through generations using trauma, grief, and guilt as doorways. The cult members were merely caretakers. Tomiwa was chosen since birth because she inherited both bloodlines, the destroyers and the creators of the cult. She was never meant to survive. She was meant to evolve. A rare eclipse approaches. According to Mama Sade's hidden writings,
When the third
if the
eclipse
entity
comes,
fully awakens
the
during the
barrier will
eclipse,
fail,
it will
and she
spread
will
beyond
stand.
Ilu Aye permanently. Korede realizes there is only one solution. Tomiwa must willingly reject the entity herself. But if she does, she dies permanently. Inside the ruined underground shrine, flooded with rainwater, candles flicker. The eclipse darkens the sky. Tomiwa stands at the center wearing white. Dozens of possessed villagers kneel around her. The first mother speaks through
Your
her.
devotion
Love
will
is
be your
weakness.
salvation.
Kuridi walks forward, trembling. Maybe. He steps closer. But it's the only thing you never understood. Tomiwa begins crying. Two voices battling inside her. Help me! Unalive him. The
Unalive
shrine
him!
shakes violently. Ghostly women scream from the walls. Korede grabs Tomiwa's face. You are Tomiwa Adebayo. Fight. Flashbacks explode rapidly. Childhood laughter, her father praying, their first kiss, her radio broadcasts, her dreams. Tomiwa screams. Then, suddenly, she stabs herself. Dead silence. The entity screams through the entire shrine. Villagers collapse unconscious. The eclipse ends. Light returns. Weeks later, Korede visits Tomiwa's grave. Peaceful, quiet. He places flowers gently, then notices something strange. Fresh footprints. Barefoot, leading away from the grave. Korede slowly looks up, far away beside the trees. A little girl in white smiles at him. The same whisper echoes. This is only the beginning. Black screen. Children laughing softly. Then suddenly, screaming. A woman's
You must
terrified
believe me.
voice echoes in darkness. She's not my child
She's
anymore.
not my child anymore!
Loud drum hit. In the next city, rainy evening. A commercial bus speeds through heavy rain. Inside, passengers sleep quietly. A young mother holds her little daughter close. The little girl suddenly opens her eyes. Completely white, no pupils. She points toward the front windshield. She's standing there. The driver frowns. Who? Boom. A woman in white suddenly appears in the middle of the road. The driver swerves violently. The bus tumbles into the forest. Metal crunching, people screaming, silence. Moments later, villagers rushing to the scene find something impossible. Everyone inside the bus is injured, except the little girl. She stands alone in the rain, smiling. Behind her, muddy footprints lead into the forest. Only one set. Barefoot. Lagos. Koride wakes up screaming. Sweating heavily, same dream again. Tomiwa standing underwater whispering, Find her
Find her before they
they
do.
do. Knocking on the door startles him. He opens it. 2 DSS officers stand outside. Mr. Balogan? Yes, you need to come with us. Inside a secret government office in Abuja. Cold room, no windows. Korede is shocked to see surveillance photos spread across a table. Ritual sites, unexplained deaths, symbols from Ilu Aye, and pictures of children. One official, Madame Ojuri, speaks quietly. We thought the cult ended in Ogun State. She slides a photograph toward him. It shows the little girl from the crash scene, standing beside a shadowy woman. 3 days after the accident, 12 people disappeared from that village. Korede's face tightens. Who is the child? Ojuri stares directly into his eyes. We were hoping you could tell us. Korede returns to Ilu Aye searching for Ifeoluwa, but the village is worse now. Doors locked. People avoid eye contact. Several houses abandoned. Even the air feels heavy. Finally, he finds Ifeoluwa sitting near the river again. Only this time. She is drawing strange symbols in blood. The child in Enugu. Who is she? Ifeoluwa stops drawing.
The
The
doorway,
doorway gave birth.
What does that mean?
Korede
When Tomiwa was
freezes.
gone,
What does
something
that
escaped
mean?
before the gate closed.
When Tomiwa died, something escaped before the gate
and
closed.
now it is looking
Thunder rumbles.
for
And
a
now
permanent
it is
body.
looking for a permanent body. Every few scenes, children begin speaking unknown languages. Mothers abandon babies claiming they came back wrong. Pastors vanish during crusades. Mass sightings of a woman in white spread across Nigeria. And radio stations pick up strange whispers interrupting broadcasts. The entire country slowly slips into fear. Enugu village at night. Korede finally meets the mysterious child. Her name is Zena, age 7, quiet. Polite, too calm. As she draws in the dirt, Korede notices the exact same symbols from Ilu Aye. Who taught you that? The woman under the water. Cold silence.
Who taught you that?
The
What
woman,
woman?
under the water.
What woman?
Zena smiles slowly. The one you loved.
The one you loved.
Korede steps backward immediately. That night, Korede secretly watches Zena sleep. At exactly 2:13 a.m., the child levitates slightly above the bed. Whispering voices fill the room. Then another voice emerges from Zena's mouth. Tomiwa's voice.
Korede.
Korede.
I'm trapped.
His eyes widen with tears. I'm trapped. Suddenly the child's body bends unnaturally.
Leave her.
Another deeper voice interrupts. Leave her. The walls begin shaking violently. Korede runs out as mirrors explode around the room. Madame Ojuri reveals classified information. For decades, powerful people across West Africa secretly protected spiritual societies like the Circle. Politicians, military officers, religious leaders, business moguls. The cult was never local.
The cult was never
Ilu
local.
Aye was
For
only
decades,
one
powerful
branch.
people secretly
And
protected
now
spiritual
multiple branches
societies
are
like the
awakening
Circle.
because the original vessel was
Tomiwa
destroyed
weakened the
incorrectly.
But he
Tomiwa's sacrifice
unintentionally
weakened the
scattered it.
entity, but scattered pieces of it.
For
across
generations,
children,
we operated
across
in the shadows.
families,
A
across the
network
country.
spanning across great
Korede
cities,
discovers
bound by
Mama
secrets
Sade left behind one final prophecy
It was never just a
hidden
tunnel.
inside an old talking drum. The message says, the doorway can
The
only
doorway
close
can only
where it
close
first
where it
opened.
first opened.
That place is revealed to be an abandoned slave tunnel beneath countryside. Centuries ago, women used the tunnels for forbidden rituals during the slave trade era. That is where the first mother truly began. Massive storm, Atlantic waves crashing violently. Korede, Ifeoluwa, Madame Ojuri, and little Zena enter the ancient tunnels beneath Badagry. The deeper they go, the more impossible things become. Voices from walls, people seeing dead relatives, time distortions, shadows moving independently. Deep inside the tunnel, they find Tomiwa alive, not ghost, not spirit, alive, weak, confused. She has been trapped there since the shrine collapsed. How is this possible? Tomiwa cries. I never escaped. Everybody freezes. Something else did. The Tomiwa that returned after the fire was never her. It was the entity wearing her memories. Kuridi collapses, emotionally realizing he spent months loving the thing that destroyed lives. The entity finally reveals itself fully, not as a monster, but as thousands of whispering female voices merged into one ancient consciousness, born from centuries of suffering, betrayal, slavery, abuse, and sacrificed women. It feeds on pain passed through generations. The tunnels begin collapsing. Floodwaters rise rapidly. The entity attempts to possess Xena completely. But Ifeoluwa suddenly steps forward. No more children. For the first time, she reveals her truth. She was the original intended vessel decades ago. She survived by giving up her voice. Now she willingly offers herself to trap the entity forever.
No more children.
Massive spiritual confrontation erupts. Drums echo supernaturally. Water floods the tunnels, walls crack open. Kurid grabs Tomiwa, while Ifeoluwa pulls the entity into the collapsing underground chamber. Run! The chamber seals. Silence. Then the whispers stop completely. For the first time in the entire franchise. Silence. Months later, peace slowly returns. Disappearances stop nationwide.
It is so
Kurede
peaceful
and
out here
Tomiwa
tonight.
quietly live in Ibadan.
We finally made it.
Healing. Trying to move forward. One peaceful evening, they hear children playing outside. Tomiwa smiles softly, then pauses. One child is singing an old chant from Ilu Aye, very softly, very far away. Tomiwa and Kurede stare at each other in fear.